Well, you join us on the Honeywell stand, and I'm with Mick Goodfellow. Very good to see you.
Thanks, David.
Now, what's your job title here at Honeywell?
GM for EMEA Honeywell Security.
And this is a big show for you.
Massive, yeah, really looking forward to it. It's been a great day already, actually, and a good day yesterday, so really good.
And I know that, that one of the things that you're really concentrating on very heavily here is the whole idea of connected. Can you just explain a little more about connected?
Well, we don't just want to explain, though, David, we want to actually show you. Okay. So that's what the whole stands for, really, and I've been talking about it for ages. So we've been building up for this show for a few days, well, a couple of weeks now, actually. So we're fully lined up now to show a connected home. So there's such a lot of products with connectivity, you know, especially in commercial. So we really want to show with all the video, access control, intrusion, how it all comes together. And we're all set up then to show our customers, you know, the real true, connectivity of our products.
Because I think that's often the concern for consumers, isn't it? That you've got bits and bobs that you buy, but it doesn't really talk to each other and it doesn't connect very well.
Exactly right, yeah. And there's so many products in there, isn't there? Yeah. So as we go through the stand, I'll show you at the end of it all how it all comes together.
And another, just before we do that, of course, you've also just launched something else very exciting as well.
Oh, wow, yeah. If you're interested in very early warning smoke detection, Honeywell stand's definitely the place to go. So we're launching VEA, VESDA VEA. It's an addressable, very early warning smoke detection device, and it's first to market. Addressable is quite unique. So it opens up a big market for us, and actually today on the stand we actually got an order for that as well. So
well, I was there, I saw it, and you know, and it's extraordinary, really. So this client was to build a multi-million-pound home, and clearly with multi-million-pound homes go multi-million-pound works of art and statues and all the rest of it, and you need to protect your property. I mean, it's a big investment, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yeah. And like I say, these kind of technologies are born from our existing customers as well, so it's a natural advancement. So.
And why do you think the company does well? Is it because it's a trusted name?
Well, Honeywell is a trusted name as well, so it's built up from many trusted brands as well, so I totally agree with that comment, yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to connected. Show me your display.
Okay, so as the customers will come onto the stand, we're really keen to show connected homes. Again, it's a lot of products in there, connected homes, so you're talking about, you know, video, access control. It's all wireless, by the way, so there's lots of complexities you need to worry about. But
so do they have to buy everything from you for this to work?
Well, I'd say 90% you do, yes. But then that's quite keen, and we're keen to support that 90% of it as well. So yes, so on this section here, all residential, wireless, video, access control. But David, I've got to say something. When you talk about residential homes, if I can just show you something behind you. This area here is actually new to IFSEC. It's our launch of Total Connect box. And when we're talking about residential, you want a full connection, including heating systems. But let me just introduce you to Mark for a second.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, good afternoon, morning.
So tell me, what are you showing here then? We're talking about this whole. We're talking about this whole concept of connectivity. The fact is that you need everything to talk to each other, increasingly in smart residential places. I mean, certainly in my house, I have very different pieces of kit. It doesn't necessarily talk to each other.
Well, this may be the answer for you. What this is a development into a new market for us. It's a professionally installed security system for your home. Traditionally, Honeywell would usually sell that through channels where it had professional monitoring. But this development called Total Connect Box is about allowing you as a homeowner to monitor your system yourself. So it's a panel, obviously, with a keypad, traditionally to make sure your access control is fine. We have peripherals with video streaming cameras, with home automation, with smart plugs and water leak detectors that allow you to take care of the safety of your home, but also to be in a bit more control.
I had a massive flood in my house, and I didn't know about it. And when I went down, this is into the basement, I had 2.5 feet of water. I could have done with that.
Well, this would find the problem a long time before it became 2.5 feet of water. It's very sensitive to moisture, so it can just be humidity building up rather than just actually quantities of water. So it would have saved a lot of trouble for you and your home.
But I assume to retrofit a house, is this all wireless?
This is all wireless, so all these peripherals are easily set up in the first place, so you're just registering them as you plug them in and make them active. They're all battery powered, so you don't have any difficulty in terms of powering them or installation or running cables. If you want to expand the system as your home changes or your how home moves or grows, then it's easy to add further peripherals and just add them on as further references for the system.
That's extraordinary. And is it expensive?
No, it's very modest for the quality of what you get.
Says a Scotsman.
It's absolutely, and it's also based around a lot of quality that Honeywell have established in the market for a long time. So it's not just cost-based because of my nationality.
No. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be so nationalistic. Okay, so really interesting. And in terms of your competitors, are there many others on the market now?
There's a few people trying to do the same sort of thing. Where we feel we differentiate ourselves is we're using a lot of our expertise, decades of expertise in producing residential, high quality, high performance systems. So we feel we're probably at the top end of that market in terms of delivering what consumers want, which is reliability and safety for their homes.
And they would come directly to you, or would they go through a third-party retailer?
We work through a number of different partnerships, some of which are direct partners and some of which work through distribution. So there's a number of different routes to acquire this.
Well, thank you very much indeed. That was brilliant. Where are we off to next, sir?
Business, actually, David. So on this section here, we're talking about connected businesses. So on this area here, it's the Galaxy. It's a very well-known intrusion panel anyway. And this product is actually, we're demonstrating today, is called Flex. The actual name is Flex, so it's flexible. So there's two grading systems, a grade 2 and a grade 3 system that's recognized in intrusion. And these panels do both, so you don't have to choose between one or the other. You just have to buy one, it'll do both the gradings. But what's really interesting for us, because that's not really new on the market, we've got a touchscreen keypad now to enhance that connectivity. And we put there, all the usability of a keypad's being done, but we've added video to it. So that's an added advantage.
So is the idea really to make this far more consumer friendly? Because I think for many consumers, a big white box is a bit off-putting. To have an interface makes a lot of sense.
It's all hidden out of the way, aesthetically pleasing, but more connectivity. So an end user can investigate the access control, can investigate the video, all at a touch of the button. But that's what we
just look at the control panel. So we're talking about this?
Yeah, that's the keypad, yeah. It's a bit hard to demonstrate that right now, but basically you would just touch that keypad and your video would automatically connect. And it also does line streaming, so you can actually connect to the keypad remotely as well. So all very connectivity. But what's good about that though, David, is that once you start talking about cameras, the next thing we're launching is a full range of Honeywell cameras. That's all of our IP cameras are all there.
Wow, so quite an array of cameras. I mean, some of these I find quite freaky, the ones with the domes on them. I always think I'm being spied on. But I mean, you a vast variety, and I assume they're all for different purposes.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a camera for any environment you could possibly think of, and there's so many diverse areas you can use them in. But David, first to market for us again is we have analytics. So analytics is a big buzzword, especially these days.
Can I just ask, by the way, are these wired or wireless?
We have both. So at the end of the day, though, we're putting analytics with cameras. So there's millions of cameras on this show, and rightly so. You need a bit of flexibility, and your choices are huge, but there's a lot of them. But we're putting something different today. We're putting analytics on the edge of our cameras. So what it means is inbuilt analytics seamlessly done onto our cameras.
So what does that mean?
It means if you come over here, where you're looking at the analytics.
My goodness.
Analytics has to be used in many different areas. If you wanted to pinpoint a particular issue, a particular problem, analytics is a great way of doing it.
So obviously here there's someone up to no good trying to get into a red car.
Yeah, or you could pinpoint just a box to say, I want to protect my car around that area. Every other area would not be detected, just that particular area. And it uses a field view of the camera. So it's perfectly placed. So you can see how it's activated. But anyway, from that side, we can cover an array of different environments. I mean, also we do people counting on the cameras as well. So if you're in a retail park, ATM machines, or just a counter that wasn't so busy at certain levels, start to get busy, it will people count. And analytics is a great way of putting more staff to a particular issue. But analytics, though, David, is only limited by your imagination. You can imagine a load of areas you can use analytics in. But all this comes to one place, though. So you talked about connectivity with intrusion, cameras, analytics, and it all comes down really to the end, which is how connectivity comes together, which is the platform over here.
Lead on. And so this is all about, this is the end point really, I suppose.
It certainly is. So if you think, excuse me, guys. So if you think about, you need to be able to demonstrate to a customer how it all comes together. Yeah. So we have several platforms. Well, we have 4 platforms, your intrusion platform, video, access control, and it all has to come together at some way. So when we say Honeywell's very well positioned to really show you total connectivity when you're talking about fire, access control, intrusion, look at the amount of products that's on this stand and in the show. It needs to come together, and it's very complex. So if you're a customer of Honeywell or a non-customer of Honeywell, we're very keen to show and understand how we connect through our series of platforms. So we can actually do that live to any of the customers that wants to come.
So how would you explain what we're seeing here?
Well, basically what you need to see is the graphics. I mean, I'd have to go through some more interrogation on this particular platform, but we could bring up a multiple of retail shops. We could bring up just a localized shop, and it'll bring up the maps of a different area. It will show you the access control, the intrusion, the video, on a push of a button. So if you can imagine someone of a large retail retailer, they would want to see several, maybe hundreds of sites that they have. They can all come into one place.
I mean, the extraordinary thing is the picture quality on this is unbelievable.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's a real focus for Honeywell to do that as well. But yeah, it's there to be seen.
It certainly is. It is there to be seen. Well, I wish you a great deal of success. Thank you very much. That was a whirlwind tour through the world of security, and you've got some really exciting products here, and I hope you have a really good exhibition.
Brilliant. Thanks, David. Nice to meet you.